Hi there, it's your friendly neighborhood ex-Muslim, Abdullah Samir. As you know, my family is Muslim. I recently attended a janaza or a prayer for a family member who was recently deceased. I'm not going to say who it is. At the funeral, I was, disappointed to hear that they led a prayer which was Anta Maulana Fansurna al Qawm al Kafirin. It's the end of 286. It's a popular dua against the disbelieving people. Now, my family, we're all brown and most of us don't speak Arabic. So the Imam is probably the Imam and maybe one or two other people are the only ones who understood the dua. One or two meaning me and maybe my brother. But the majority of people there did not understand the dua. They were just praying for the deceased. Now, in general, I found the whole thing so comical in a sense, because here we are, a family member has passed away. And what are we doing? We are talking about an imaginary God telling them, for this particular person, may this person have this much things and that, may the grave be expanded and, get all these blessings and Jannah and all that. And of course, if she was Hindu, then of course she's going to hell. But because she's Muslim, she's going to heaven, right? And so all of this invocations, all of this, fairy tale talking about, this and that, it just seems so silly to me. I almost felt like I was inside a comic book watching some, ancient ritual of people that are like, worshiping some sort of deity that doesn't really exist, right? It just seems so strange to me, so foreign, even though I grew up in this culture. The other thing is women are not allowed to attend the janazah prayer, the actual burial, not in the masjid. In the masjid they're allowed, but women at the actual burial are not allowed. So many of my family members did not show up because they're women and they didn't want to attend because they're not supposed to attend, right? Which is a disappointing, and this is something actually that shocked me when I learned about this in Islam. I was like, women are not allowed to come and follow the grave, the burial. I was like, wow, that's weird. And it's just a very strange thing to me because, obviously in most other cultures, both men and women both go and attend the funeral prayer. So anyways, but the most disturbing part of the whole thing was this dua at the end, Fansurna al Qawm al Kafirin. Give us victory or aid us or help us against the disbelieving people. Why would there be a prayer like that in the Quran? And why mention it at the death of someone? That's just how the Quran is. Most of the Quran is antagonistic and hateful towards the disbelievers. It's unfortunate that in this case, one of the disbelievers is a family member. So they're actually praying against me without even realizing it. Now, of course, I don't believe that prayer does anything. But what is the message? What is the intent of using such a prayer? And no, this is not from a weak hadith. This is directly in the Quran. The Quran has its share of hateful and demeaning duas. So, not only that, but also to mention that if someone dies as a disbeliever, you can't pray for them. It's forbidden to make dua for the disbelievers in Sunni Islam because Allah has sentenced them to hell. Once they die, you cannot pray for them anymore. While they're alive, you can pray for Allah to guide them. But once they die, just like Ibrahim wanted to pray for his father and Muhammad wanted to pray for the munafiq, supposedly, the disbelievers that pretended to be Muslim, he was forbidden according to Islam. So you cannot pray for non-Muslims. So the whole thing, it just strikes me as so narcissistic that we think all people are the best people and they're the only ones that get to go to paradise and everyone else is going to hell. And it's just I can't be a part of that. I mean, I was there for the prayer. I was there. I did not engage in the actual ceremonial prayer. Of course, I was happy to do everything else that was not religious, in the burial process. And of course, I showed up because I would never skip that just because I'm not Muslim. And of course, my family is liberal and they're happy to invite me, so why would they not want me there? Because I'm one of the family members, right? And, I really appreciated that when my dad died as well, my brother and me, we both, got involved in the burial process and the whole thing. And, it's part of human nature to grieve for a dead one, right? Dead ones. So all of that is natural. But what I think is not natural is praying against disbelievers. I just think it's so stupid and nasty and, not something we need in this world today. We don't need to be praying against other people, especially non-Muslims. We live in a non-Muslim country, right? We are paying taxes to a non-Muslim government. We are the minority here. So why are we dissing them, you know? This is a country we came to that is not a Muslim country or an Islamic country that gave us, you know, citizenship that we are a part of. Do we have any right to be praying against them? Hell no. Hell no. And I hate that. I really detest it. And this is one of the worst things about religion. This nasty, antagonistic us versus them mentality. The Imam knew what he was saying. He's not a Salafi Imam. He's probably a Tablighi Imam because he's from the Desi community. But he knows what he's saying. They just say it without thinking, right? Just like in many khutbahs, they make dua for the Mujahideen, right? You know, oh Allah, help the Mujahideen in Kashmir and help the Mujahideen in Chechnya and help the Mujahideen this and that, right? I mean, seriously. Anyways, this is what we have to deal with. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for hearing me out and letting me share some of my reflections with you. This is your friendly neighborhood ex-Muslim, Abdullah Samir, signing out.